Hello everyone, so welcome back. Okay, so in this we'll see a demo for mapping a data flow. Okay, then we'll see one more demo for wrangling the data flow. Okay, so right now we'll be wrangling using the Power Query. Okay, so let's get started. So I'll just sign into my Azure portal. So in the previous video, we have completed all the components, and we have seen how to move the data, right? So if I just get into my Azure Data Factory, okay, so this is what the instance which we created, right? So if I just open my Azure Data Factory Studio, sometimes it will take time to open. Okay, so you can just refresh, or else you can just sign in again, sign out, or you can just sign out and sign in once again. Okay, if you are sometimes it will not open this. Okay. Okay, so here so if I just try to expand this author, okay, so we know where the data flow is, right? So if I just try to expand here, so I can create a new data flow over here, and we have a separate option, okay, so under the resources, right? If I try to open any pipeline, okay, so under this pipeline, okay, so I can create a data flow from here also under the move and transform. So we have a data flow, okay. So what we'll do first, we'll create a separate data flow. Okay, so I'll just create a new data flow here. Okay, so before that, let's create a pipeline. Okay, inside the pipeline, we'll create a data flow. Okay, so what I'll do, pipeline. So new pipeline, that is pipeline 4, and I'll create a new data flow. Okay, so let's name this as uh, okay, let's keep it by pipeline 4. So what we'll do, let's create a new data flow, that is data flow 2. Okay, then we'll directly add this inside the data under this pipeline. Okay, the pipeline 4. Okay, so here you can see, so we have a different option, so we can just change this a name for this data flow. Okay, so under the general, okay, and you can just provide a description over here. Okay, so if you try to expand over here, okay, so we have do option, that is add source. Okay, so basically if I want to add the source, okay, the source, if I just click on to the source, so I'm adding the first source here. Okay, so what I'll be doing is like we have a two data set, right? So product and product category. Okay, so what we'll do first, we'll try to join. Okay, yeah, so first what we'll do, so first we will basically join the product and the product category. Okay, we'll take the two sources, one for the product and one for the product category, then we join it. Okay, so after joining, we'll perform transform uh, then we'll perform the transformation. Okay, so that is like we'll come join this both the tables, okay, using the join operation, and then we'll save the result inside the in the same bucket. Okay, so we'll create a one more not bucket, so sorry, it's Azure, right? So we'll create one more storage. Okay, so storage a container there, and we'll store the result in the container. Okay, so after joining these two tables. Okay, so before that, yeah, so yeah, so first we'll complete these steps. Okay, then we'll create one more storage account where we can just store the result. Okay, so here and before getting started, what I can see do is, okay, we have an option called validate. Okay, so this is very important, because if I just click on data preview, so please turn on the debug mode, wait until the cluster is ready to preview the data. Okay, so we need a cluster to preview this data as we are creating this data flow. Okay, to have that, okay, we need to enable this. It will take some time. Okay, meanwhile we create this data flow. Okay, we can just enable this. Okay, so it's asking for the turn on the data debug. Okay, so it has the here we need to select the integration runtime, so let's keep it auto resolve. Okay, default one, and you can see all the details. If you want to change, you can just try to change this. Okay, so let's click OK. So meanwhile it will run this debug. Okay, so yeah, so first we'll connect the source. Okay, so let's keep it this as a product. uh, so product table. Okay, and this is the data set, and I need to select the data set. Okay, so I can directly select the data set here. Okay, so what I'll do, if you have a new data set, so we know how to do it, right? So by adding the new connection string, right? So already we have connected string, so it's in the blob storage. Let's go to continue. It is CSV file, right? So here I'll just give product data. Okay. So here link service. So this is what link service has created in the previous videos, right? So if I just choose it, the data here, this was the connection, this was the data. I'll just click OK. Okay. So and first as header, click OK. Okay. So this is what my data set is. Okay, so this is what I've just provided. So first is output stream name is product table. You can see it has been changed. Okay, so as soon as we added the data, you can see it has the 13 columns. Okay, so right now I can't click on preview data because still it's running. Okay, so meanwhile let's wait, let's create all this. Okay, so we have options here, that is allow schema drift, that is select the allow schema drift if the source column will change often. Okay, so these settings will allow all the incoming fields from your source to flow through the transformation to sync. Okay, so if you want to allow where your data source is changing the column frequently, you can just allow schema drift, or else like in info drift column types, which allow auto detection of drift column types, and we have a validate schema. Okay, so this setting option will cause data flow to fail if any column and type defined in the projection does not match the discovered schema of the source data. Fine, so let's keep it default. We'll keep allow schema drift. If we want to skip any line count, you can just add this. Okay, so sampling, let's make it disable. Okay, so this is source settings. Okay, so we have let's keep it everything default. Okay, so source options, if I just go for projections, okay, you can see this is what the projection is, or whatever the columns we have inside this. Okay, so right now I'm not able to see the data preview. Fine. Okay, so let's add the one more let's say as soon as I click on add source, I'll be getting a one more same kind of settings, right? So if I just click add source, okay, so this is a new source I'm getting. So here let's add a product category table. Okay, so product category table. So here this is the data set. Okay, so I'll just click new Azure Blob Storage, continue CSV file, and here I'll just give the same name, product category table 280. Okay, so link service is the iNeuron, and let's give a path. So path here it is iNeuron connection 280 and the product category. First as header and click OK. Okay, so here also same thing. Okay, so I'll not change the settings. Okay, so right now data preview is working for this particular section. Okay, so I can see the data preview for each and every section. Okay, so right now it's still it's working. Okay, so for that reason I've just checked it earlier. Fine, so data table is done, so this is done. So next so we need so if I just click here plus, okay, so we have different options here, right? So we have a multiple input outputs, that is schema modifier, we have a formats, we have a row modifier, we have flow lets, and destination. Okay, so under the multiple input outputs we have a join operation, exit, union, lookup. Okay, so let's click for the join operation. So as soon as I click on join operation, so for that I'll be getting different settings here. So for the output stream, so I'll just give join. Okay, so here left stream is of course product table, and the right stream is, as soon as I click on this, you can see the join has been made, right? So as soon as I click, you can see join has been made. And if I want to do full outer join or inner join, left join, right join, or custom join, so I'll just do an inner join here. Okay, so the condition is based on the product ID. Okay, product category ID, and here also product category ID. Okay, so based on the product category ID, so I'm just doing an inner join. Okay, so so this is what we have just done, three steps, right? So we have added two tables and we are joining these two tables based on this product category, and this is the inner join. Okay, so if I just click here plus again, so I can just sync it. So I told you I will be storing into the database. Okay, so for that, let's go and create a new database. Okay, so if I just go to my instance and let's go here and let's go to the storage account. So we'll keep it everything in the same storage account, that is iNeuron storage 280. So inside this we have a container. Okay, so let's create a container. I'll just give a container name as output result. output result. Okay, uh, let's blob and let's create it. Okay, you can see output result has been created. So I'll just go back here. So in this thing, I need to provide these settings. Okay, so this is the sync one. Let's keep it same. So incoming stream is of course from the join one, right? And the sync type is dataset. And the dataset, of course, I need to store in the blob storage. I'll go to the blob storage. It is a CSV file. Save in the CSV file. I'll keep as output result to 80. Okay, so here the link service is Azure new connection, and if I just select path, I'll be able to see the output result, right? So you can see the output result table. I'll just select that and include the first row as a header and click OK. Okay, so as soon as I click OK, so you can see the output result and everything is set here. Okay, so you can see, so our data flow debug is ready. So if I just go to the product table, so I can just data preview here. Okay, so let's click refresh. So let's make it little space over here. Yeah, so you can just preview the data preview for each and every sections here. Okay, so whatever the data flow we have built. Okay, so what we'll do is first we'll try to keep this under the data pipeline. Then we'll run it. Then we'll see all these things because it will take time for the event to sync also. Okay, so what we'll do? Okay, so our data flow 2 is created. So I'll just go to the data flow. Okay, so if I'm just here, let's validate this. Okay, so before previewing this, okay, so let's validate first. Okay, so I'll just go. I'm under the data flow 2. So let's validate. Okay, so validation is done. So I can just do a publish all. Okay, validate. Okay, so we can validate here itself. Okay, so if I just try to expand this, so we have here data flow, right? So 4 data, sorry, pipeline 4. So I'll just drag this data flow 2 here. Okay, whatever I've just created, right? So from here, I'll just validate first, validate all, then publish. This is what my all the data flow. And with respect to pipeline also, you can just change these settings like user properties. This all we have discussed, right? Like user properties, and if you want to secure output input, and you can see the parameters and stuff and all those things. So publishing is done, so it's everything is correct. So let's what I can do is so let's add trigger. So trigger now, click OK. So this will take some time. Okay, and so you can see running. Pipeline is running. So meanwhile, we'll go for data flow and let's preview. Okay, so let's minimize this. Yeah, so you can see, so I'm under the product table. So you can see under the data preview, you can see all the details here. Okay, and all the columns, and from here also you can just try to see like number of rows. Okay, and then update, we have not made anything, and this 0 delete and update. Okay, so if I just select some column, I'll be enabled with certain options. Like if I just set color, I can see like I have some statistics option, so I can just view here. So while uploading, right, so while for example I'm creating a data flow, so while uploading, even I can do the data preview. I can just make some changes over here, right? So you can see, so as I see the statistics, I can see like, yeah, we have a count of 89, that is a black color of this product, and we have 50% and we have 50 null data, right? So you can see like this is all the options, right? And even you can just look for the other options as well. Okay, so last list price. Okay, if I just click on list price, okay, so even I can see the statistics. Okay, these are the few options which is present here. Okay, so yeah, so you can see all the statistics here. Okay, so you can see like automatic detect like in which type of charge you can view it, right? Either you can just remove it. Okay, so as soon as you click on remove, so this will be updated here. Okay, how many inserts and updates we have made. Okay, so all the details you can access. Okay, this is for the product table. So as soon as I click on to the product category table. Okay, so right now let's make it refresh, and you can see it fetching the data. Okay, meanwhile let's go to the output result, and here also we'll see like once the result is completed, you can see still the pipeline is running. Okay, let's wait. Okay, so as soon as click on a product category table, you can see all the tables here, right? So same thing. So as soon as I click on join, you can see like perform inner join. So in the data preview, I can see the join, okay, on which like I have made, okay. You can see still is fetching the data. So for this, under the data preview, again, we have a join settings we have seen. So we have an optimized option. Okay, so where we can do a partition option. So for example, if you want to set the partition, you can see like I have a different partition option like round robin, we have a hash, we have a dynamic range, we have fixed range, key, and the number of partitions I need. Or if I want a single partition or use current partition, I can do it, right? So this is all inspect. Okay, so and this is the entire data preview. Okay, so whatever the join we have made, so based on this is what the data we have. Okay, based on the product category. Okay, so you can see, so if I try to inspect here, you can see like we have a product category id 2 times. Okay, so we can just try to delete this. Okay, so we can just perform in upcoming videos. Fine. So this is what the data preview is. Okay, so if I just go to the pipelines, okay, still it is can see still it's running. So once it's run, so I'm able to see the result under this, the whatever the join we have made, that particular table I can see in this output result container, right? So because in the sync we have given this, right? So let's wait. So and meanwhile, so here like when we click onto the source option, again we have a source settings we have seen. We have a source options like wildcard paths. Okay, so we have a partition root path. Okay, so for the file data that is partitions, you can enter the partition root path in order to read partition folders as columns. Okay, so all the details you can just see here. Then for the projections, okay, so we have seen this is for the optimization, as I told you, I just showed you, like for the partition options, single current partition or single partition or set partitions. This is inspect, and this is what the data preview. Okay, so same way for the other. Okay, so we have all these options, so you can just check for all the options, but you need to enable for the data preview, you need to enable this data flow debug. Fine, so even you have a data debug options also, settings also, you can just perform that. Let's see, still it's running. So let's wait. Yeah, so you can see, so it got succeeded. So I'll just go here, let's try to refresh. Yeah, you can see as soon as I refresh, you can see the all the results here. Okay, all the files. Okay, so this is what the file is, that is part 00 we have some file. Okay, so if we try to view and edit, okay, so you can access all the details from here. Okay, so all the data, and you can just download it, and you can just perform all the preview and all those things. Fine, so this is how we create a data flow. Okay, so I hope you understood. Okay, so if you have any doubts regarding any step, you can just ask me in the discussion forum. Okay, so let's continue our discussion in the next video.